Let me tell you, if you'd told me 2 years ago that I'd end up fighting a war over a patch of stubborn Texas dirt, I would have laughed in your face and poured us both another drink. But here we are. You ever buy a piece of land and wake up to find a goddamn mansion built right on top of it? Yeah, that happened to me, and it's a hell of a story. See, I found this place at a county tax auction. 12 acres just past a broken cattle gate in a dirt road so old it didn't even bother having a name. Nothing out there but juniper mesquite and the ghosts of somebody else's bad decisions, which suited me just fine. I was looking for privacy, for a clean slate somewhere nobody gave a damn about my business. Years in the Marines taught me how to read a map and size people up, and the day I walked that property, I saw something worth fighting for. Not that anyone else did. It had back taxes, no water, no power, just the bones of a barn eaten through by time. The paperwork was a nightmare. Liens dead end some old survey lines that didn't add up. But I'd seen worse, and I made damn sure every pin was where it belonged. I staked my claim, double-checked the corners with GPS, filed everything under my LLC, and paid the taxes in advance. No one in the county even knew my name, and that's how I wanted it. I cleared enough brush to park my trailer and threw up some solar-rigged well pump to what was left of an old aquifer line. Nothing pretty, but it worked. Every month I'd drive in from San Antonio, work all weekend, lay down gravel, plant a few trees, breathe deep. I stayed off the HOA radar on purpose. Folks up the ridge had their fancy neighborhood, their rules, their gossip. My place was rural, zoned, and private, or so I thought. Let me back up a sec. You have to understand out there, the silence feels like freedom. Nights full of coyote song, mornings soft with bird song, and not a soul in sight for miles. I kept my maps in a weatherproof box, marked every pin bright orange, ready for any neighbor who thought about arguing boundaries. But I never expected what I saw that one morning, not in a million years. I pull up expecting to see my old trailer and a couple of live oaks I'd planted. Instead, I see a house. Not just a house, a full-blown architectural spaceship. Glass walls, steel beams, solar tiles on the roof, backyard pool sparkling in the sun. There's a security gate across my drive and a sign, West Family Property, Private Residence, No Trespassing. For a minute, I thought I'd driven onto the wrong land, but no, I knew every corner by heart. So I get out, walk up to the gate, and a security camera locks on me. Markers I'd set are gone, replaced by flower beds and fake turf. There's even a security guard, some kid fresh out of high school. "Can I help you, sir?" he says, like I'm some stray dog. Yeah, I tell him, holding up my phone with my deed, I own this land. He just blinks, types something on his tablet. "I'll need you to step away from the gate. This is private property." "Exactly," I say, "my private property." Now out comes this woman, white jumpsuit, giant, sunglasses, bleach blonde hair, a mug that says "Boss Babe." She's got that walk, you know, the one like she owns the moon and you're just borrowing sunlight. "Is there a problem?" she says, all sweet and syrupy. "Yeah, there is," I say. "You want to tell me why there's a mansion on my land?" She laughs. Honest to God, laughs like I just told her the sky was green. "You must be confused, honey. We bought this property through Ridgeview Developments, got all the paperwork. Maybe you're looking for the lot down the hill." "No, ma'am, I know exactly where I am. This is Parcel 37, Subdivision K, and I've owned it for 2 years. I've got the original title, GPS surveys, tax receipts." She just shakes her head and motions to the guard. "Call Ridgeview Legal. Maybe the sheriff, too. This guy's trespassing." "Great," I say, "I'll call them myself. And the county recorder's office while I'm at it." My heart's pounding, but I keep my voice steady. I've been in rougher scrapes. That's when her backup arrives, husband in a golf shirt, 2 muscle-bound guys looking like they moonlight as failed MMA fighters. "You think you can come up here and film our home?" her husband barks. I just start recording, not saying a word. One of the guys lunges, hits me square in the jaw. The next thing I know, I'm on the ground tasting gravel phones skittering away, boots coming down hard. Something cracks against my ribs and then nothing. I wake up in a hospital bed, face swollen, ribs, taped up nurse telling me some rancher found me in a ditch. Someone had stripped my truck of the dash cam. The cops figure it's a carjacking, but I know better. 3 days later, I walk out slow but upright, and I swear the air feels sharper, like it's daring me to quit. Not a chance. I hit the sheriff's office, first file an assault complaint drop, every detail. I remember Karen West, her husband Jeff, two unknowns. I hand over hospital reports, what's left of my dashcam cloud footage, photos of my bruises. You want to press charges? The deputy asks. You're damn right I do. And I want a restraining order too. Next call's to Linda Chavez, my old Marine buddy turned property rights attorney. I dumped the whole pile in her lap, deed plat, GPS tax records. They built on your land, Gary, she says. No gray area. Whoever sold it to them rigged the records. We'll hit them hard, injunction first, then civil damages. I hire a private investigator, Ray Mercer, ex-cop. Hard as nails. Ray drones the property, collects aerial photos. Every improvement is smack on my legal parcel, my survey pins erased. Within 2 days, Ray finds the smoking gun, Ridge View Development filed an amended plat map 2 years after my purchase, reclassifying my parcel as public reserve, then sold it to Karen West. Somebody in the recorder's office rubber-stamped it without checking my ownership. Clerk gives me a name, Thomas Hayes. That's the thread. I'm sitting at my kitchen table, heating pad on my ribs paperwork spread out like a battlefield. My clean survey on one side, their doctored map on the other. Linda's moving fast, emergency, injunction, restraining order, every document lined up. We're not just fighting trespassers now. We're in a war with the developer, the county, and a couple of bullies who think money beats a title. Ray uncovers more. Not only is the mansion 40 feet inside my north line, the pool sits on my well and the septic's illegal, draining right through my watershed. Karen's already listing the house as off-market luxury on Zillow. Linda files emotion photos, drone shots, overlays, even an affidavit from Ray. We show up in court, me in a suit that's a little tight these days, chest still aching. Karen sends a paralegal, asks for an extension. Judge denies it, grants our injunction. That afternoon, I nail the order to the gate. Ray films the whole thing. We look up Karen standing on the balcony, wine in hand, glaring like she just sucked a lemon. You'd think that'd be the end of it, but people like Karen, they escalate. My truck gets keyed. Someone tries to rip my dash cam out at 3 a.m. Meanwhile, Karen files a countersuit, claims I trespassed, vandalized her gate, stalked her family, even submits doctored video. Problem is, I was in the hospital with broken ribs the whole time. Linda gets the footage reviewed, timestamps don't match, audio's a mess, license plate reversed. Amateur hour. Her own lawyer quits when the evidence tampering comes out. Meanwhile, Ray finds an email chain between Thomas Hayes and a Ridgeview exec map cleanup one-time incentive. County official took a bribe, clear as day. We turn it over to the ethics board, the DA, the state. Now Karen's online painting herself as the victim's successful woman, targeted by an angry squatter. Folks don't buy it. Internet loves a good justice story, especially when you're waving wine and hashtags around on stolen land. Then comes the twist. I find out Karen was planning to flip the house into a luxury Airbnb on land she didn't own with no permits. Even her neighbors start turning on her, calling with stories piecing together her scam. Linda gathers every document, and when our hearing comes, the courthouse is packed. Her lawyer tries to spin her as a misled buyer. Linda tears them apart, lays out GPS surveys, tax receipts, the works. Judge listens, then drops the Hammer House's mine claims, dismissed referral for criminal fraud and assault. Just like that, 12 acres and $1 million house fall right back into my lap. First thing I do is change the locks, burn their stupid West Family Property sign in their fire pit. I walk every inch of the land, remark, every boundary, breathe deep for the first time in months. The mansion. Too flashy for my taste, but I gut the inside, turn it into a field school. The Randall Institute for Property Rights and Surveying. Host classes, walk lines, teach folks how to spot scams. Karen's life unravels. Husband gets jail time. She pays 6 figures in damages, loses her car. HOA drops her like a bad habit. Thomas Hayes takes a plea, loses his pension, gets his name on a new county ethics law. And Karen, she sends me a handwritten letter. Says she just wanted a place to feel important, didn't know it would end like this. I frame it next to my original plat map. Funny thing about justice, sometimes it looks like a courtroom gavel, sometimes it looks like peace and quiet on your own land. Sometimes it's just walking your property in the sunrise, knowing you held your ground. So let me ask you, what would you have done if you woke up and found your life hijacked by a stranger's arrogance, ever fought to reclaim what's rightfully yours? Drop your thoughts below, share your own story, and let's talk about what real justice means, not just on paper, but out here where it matters.